and continuing with tonight's session. Okay, so let's see whether today does the new people here will actually get value, after tonight's presentation material. Okay, so just to introduce a bit about this technology, it's a patent technology introduced by Japan, Energic Japan, starting from last May. Okay, so it's been in the market since last May, so we're talking about 10 months time, and so far we've gotten more than 3,000 satisfied customers, okay, who bought emGuarde and they really love this, and it's actually changing their families' lives as well in terms of health and wellness benefit. Okay, so let's go straight into the points. I believe everyone here can relate to me because 30 years ago I was playing with all this. Okay, so this is what I played with during my schooling time, bottle caps, you name it. But today, our younger generation, we have been bombarded and also we have been forced to go into a tech-savvy era. So we're playing around with our iPads, our handphones and VR systems. Now, don't get me wrong, all this technology brings you convenience and it brings you a lot of benefits and value as well. But at the same time, these gadgets, they are going to release some byproducts. Okay, something which is not so good for you. We call it byproducts. Okay, it's like vehicle, for example, a car. It can bring you convenience, it can bring you from point A to point B. But at the same time, a regular car with combustion engine, it produces certain toxic gases that comes up from the exhaust pipe and down. That's the byproduct. So in this case, the byproduct of all this gadget is called the electromagnetic energy. Okay? So according to the latest description, this is considered as one of the pollution. We call it the earth pollution. Now, the conventional one we're talking about is water pollution, air pollution, noise pollution. But today we're talking about the EMF, the electromagnetic field radiation pollution. Now, this pollution, there is one problem. Okay, it is unique because it doesn't directly impact our senses. Okay, unlike the other types of pollution, you can't really see it, you can't feel it, you can't smell it, you can't hear it, but it's there. Okay, you just have to use a special equipment to actually gauge, the energy level and also their presence. So today in this sharing, we'll be showing you how we actually capture one of the EMF radiation pollution by using a special gadget. And from here, you understand that, although we're living in this environment, you might not feel anything, okay, but the energy is actually within our environment itself. Now, let's listen to what WHO has to say about this. So back in year 2011, okay, they came with this press release, and they mentioned that, electromagnetic field as possibly carcinogenic to human. And in this case, they are relating this to glioma, which is a malignant type brain cancer associated with wireless phone use. Now, I know that many of you here have been using this gadget for years, okay? For years. And trust me, you won't be using this gadget for only 5-10 minutes. Over time, because of work and all that, even your children, they watch YouTube, they watch cartoon, they're going to hold this gadget for hours a day at least. So it's about the exposure time that we're talking about. And in this case, we're talking about wireless phone use, okay? So this has been in the press release by WHO 13 years ago. So today, let me bring you into a very simpler understanding. How do we categorize this energy that's coming out from the phone and all your electrical appliances? Okay. Now, to make things simple, I've color-coded the three energy into three different codes. Okay. The black one represents electromagnetic field strength. And this type of energy, when you turn on your appliances, when you power up your appliances, when there's electricity flowing through, the current is going into your gadget, it produces the first type of energy, okay, which is known as the electromagnetic field strength. Now, the second type of energy comes from signal strength, which is antenna-operated gadgets like this, like your handphone and a Wi-Fi router. There will be antennas receiving data from Wi-Fi and also your GSM, 4G, 5G signals. So these devices is going to produce certain level of signal strength energy as well. Okay. Now, however, the first two energy, which is the electric field and also the signal strength, is going to produce their own byproduct. Okay. And the byproduct from these two energy is the third energy that we're talking about. So we're talking about the electromagnetic noise radiation coming from the first energy, which is the electric field, and also the signal strength, which is the second energy as well. So the red one is actually the byproduct, and emGuarde is a technology and a product built to suppress the third energy here, which is the electromagnetic noise radiation pollution. So far, so good? Okay, so this is a nutshell on what we are resolving, and this is the case. So I've put everything into a very simple picture to allow you to understand these are actually the sources. Okay, the energy comes from all these different gadgets. I'm not labeling any brands here, don't get me wrong. We are not here to attack any brands at all. Okay, but these are all common appliances that we're using, and it's a fact. When you turn it on, it's going to produce certain level of electromagnetic noise radiation energy. So to put it into simple perspective, if you look at this picture, this tree photo here is actually an irregular electrical appliances, and these are non-antenna items. They are not telecommunication devices. Okay, so when you turn on and use these appliances, it's going to produce the first energy. Remember, electric field coming from the electricity. Okay, at the same time, when these machines are working, it's going to produce the second energy, which is the byproduct from the first one. So we call it the electromagnetic noise radiation coming from the electricity, the current, and also the communication between the components in the PCB board of all these gadgets. Now, second example. Now, this appliances is different from the first one because this one is communication devices. Okay, so there is a built-in antenna, and this antenna is going to communicate with each other, and at the same time, it's going to produce all these energies. Now, the first one, electric field energy, followed by signal strength, okay, followed by the third energy, which is the electromagnetic noise radiation as well, okay? So the emGuarde is actually built not to reduce or to cut the first or the second, but the third energy quadrant, okay? This is just to create some clarity for you. So this is what emGuarde is built to defend. So over here, I'm going to share with you a video that we shot a couple of days back, because usually when we do live in Zoom, it's not going to be clear. So my team and myself, we take this initiative and we turn this into a video. And in this video, we're going to talk about, the regular human hearing capabilities in terms of hertz. We're talking about anything between 20 hertz to about 20,000 hertz. Okay. So in this simple demonstration, we are there to show you that, there are certain energies that you can hear. Let's talk about energies between these frequencies. Okay, our ears can hear, and there's a reason why you can feel that it's disturbing to you, and you want to just shun away from all these energies. Okay, but in this demo, I'm going to show you another energy which is beyond 20,000 hertz, where it is actually beyond the audible level of the human being's ear as well. You can't hear it, but in this demo, I'm going to show you that the energy, it's there, it exists, it is in the environment. It's just that we can't feel it, we can't sense it, but using a special gadget, you can actually detect the intensity of this energy. Okay, now let's take a look at the video before I explain further. In this demo, we're going to show you how does the sound energy travels away from the phone by using an app from the Apple by the name of Sonic. So we install this app, and this app you can actually change the frequency from 0 hertz all the way up to about 25,000 hertz. Now, basic science educates us that our human ear can listen to sound energy somewhere from 20 hertz all the way to about 20,000 hertz. That's the max. Anything above 20,000 hertz, you can hardly hear anything, okay? So in this case, I'm going to show you an example by playing a sound wave of 9,000 hertz. Can you hear this sharp noise coming out from the phone? Okay, so now let's measure how intense this is. Now what I have here, it's a gadget where it's built to register or to detect high frequency electromagnetic noise radiation in microwatts. Okay, I'm going to pull the phone away from me for about 20 centimeters. And before I activate the app, as you can see, there is no intensity from the radiation detector. Now once I play the app, you're looking at an intensity of about 2,300 to about 2,400 microwatts. Okay, pause again. Let me do again a contrast. Play again. So this is how the noise energy travels from the phone. Okay, now next, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to switch the frequency all the way to 25,000 hertz, and this is actually within the non-audible level. And as soon as I press the play button, I think you can hardly hear anything, right? Because I'm not hearing anything. Okay, it's playing now, but I'm not hearing anything. Okay, so I'm going to bring back the same gadget now Okay, just pause the app and I'm going to bring back the same gadget to show you how intense this is, although it is non-audible, which is you can't hear it, but this is how the energy travels away from the phone. Okay, now let's activate the detector and play the app. So this is how intense it is at 25,000 hertz. It's registering about 1,000 microwatts in average. Okay, about 1,002 now. Okay, let me show you the distance, the actual distance. I'm just move like this, and this detector is actually away from the phone for about 20 centimeter. Okay, now pause the app. I just want to show you the contrast. This is the distance. As soon as I pause it, the energy won't travel through the phone, and as soon as I play again, this is how it travels, and now it is actually registering an intensity of about 2,000 microwatts. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed the video. So in this very simple demonstration, we are here to showcase to you that, there are energy coming from both audible and non-audible frequencies. But for the non-audible frequencies, it is where you can't feel it, you can't hear it, but the energy is there. So some of you might be wondering how come sometimes when you get into a certain place, like maybe a computer room or an office, or maybe a place full of different LED lights, and you guys have been developing this, unexpected headache, discomfort, nausea and stuff like that, because you guys could be absorbing this different energy coming from that space, but you can't feel it, you can't sense it, but the energy is there. Okay, so this could be the reason. Now, so today I'm going to share with you the negative effects of electromagnetic disturbances. Okay, when you are exposed to this energy, what sort of disturbances can you feel as a person, as a human being? So I just want to tell you that this is not from me. This is coming from a survey did back in 2019 by Dr. Hotman, a PhD holder. And he's actually interviewing about he's interviewing about 871 respondents for the entire survey project. Okay. Now, to my shocking, this is actually the results. Out of 871 people, okay, they suspect or they believe that these are the problems related to the EMF exposure day in, day out from their daily lives. And 71% out of 871 people, they felt that, they're having sleep problems. Okay, some of you, you're wondering how come up to 1, 2 a.m. in the morning, you can't really sleep and all that. It's because before you sleep, you're playing on gadgets like this. Okay, and for info, this is something off the record. Your phone's got two settings. One is actually the blue light setting, another one is the warm light. We call it the eye comfort, light. And the reason why they designed this is, let me show it to you. This is my Android phone. Okay, I'm going to just unblur my screen for a moment. There you go. So when I pull this down, you can actually see that there is a button here and it's called Eye Comfort Shield. Can you see that? Eye Comfort Shield. Okay, sorry, because the camera is the other way around. So this is the Eye Comfort Shield. If you notice, if let's say I turn this off, my screen is going to a different color zone. Can you see that? It's bluish now. Okay, and if I turn this on, it's going to get a bit yellowish. Let me turn this on like this. It's going to get yellowish. Okay, now why do phone companies they develop these functions? Because scientists have discovered that the blue light from the phone is going to stop your melatonin from producing, and this is why people are losing their sleeps at night. Okay, so these are the different reasons why they are having this kind of countermeasure. And to share with you more, sleep problem is faced by about 71% of all these respondents, and we're talking about more than 600 people out of 871 people. Okay, now second problems that they responded, it's actually we're talking about 64%. They say they experience fatigue. Okay, and 61% of them, they responded and they say that they're having concentration and memory or learning problems. All right. And 60% have stress and anxiety and forced headache. If you notice, right, all these issues here are some sort of mental health related problems. Agree? Memory, concentrating, anxiety, headaches, sleep problems. So these are all mental health related issues, and it's actually relating to the EMF exposure over here. Okay. Now, I do not want this to come from me. And before I share with you some of the experiences by the emGuarde users, I would like to just make this quick disclaimer. Now, the emGuarde is designed and marketed for general use, and it is not a medical device. So please do not make any false claims on medical device that this device can heal this ailments and that. No. Okay, it is built to harmonize the environment by suppressing electromagnetic noise radiation within a specific frequency range. So we are not a medical device, but we are a device where potentially we can enhance the well-being of your friends and family members. All right. So let's listen to the first guy I look up to so much. I love his testimonial because this man, he's a really good man. He bought this not for his own use, but at the same time for his mother's use. Okay. And let's hear from Albert, what sort of experience he's getting after using the emGuarde for some time.
Hi, I'm Albert here. I'm from Singapore. I recently bought an emGuarde in October. The first person who experienced the result was my mom. She felt a lot of energy and can sleep better throughout the night. Whenever I travel to KL, I also bring the emGuarde along. Throughout the whole journey was a pleasant one and I don't feel tired at all. My helper, who is taking care of my mom, also has similar effect. She can sleep throughout the night and wake up very refreshed in the day. Truly, this emGuarde is amazing. Thank you, Catherine, for introducing emGuarde to me. Thank you.
If you get Albert's message clearly, all right, he's talking about two things. Number one, sleep. Okay, sleep, and the second one is actually energy level, which is fatigue. Coming from fatigue. Now, I want you to listen to the second lady here. This second lady is coming from one of the states in Malaysia, by the name of Alosta. It's in Kedah, by the way, it's in Kedah. And she'll be conversing in Mandarin, but we already did the English subtitle for your benefit. So let's listen to Jess as well from Kedah.
Hello， 我是来自阿罗萨 Jazz， 今天要与大家分享一下我用了 emGuarde 之前和之后的 testimonial， 我的分享。在还没有用 emGuarde 之前呢，我的睡眠不是很好，就每一天早上很早就醒过来，然后就睡不下去了，还有那个心情也非常暴躁啦。然后自从Ewan和 Yap 跟我分享了这个 emGuarde 之后呢，我决定买下来，是因为他们在我家测试，我家的那个辐射是非常高，所以呢，在第一晚我用这个 emGuarde 呢，我就觉得我的睡眠是特别好的，睡到都不想起来了，也觉得自己的心情啊，那个没有那么暴躁啦，孩子也发现我跟他们的沟通也越来越好。所以呢，这个 emGuarde 对我来说是非常棒啦。我的分享就在这里，谢谢。Hello， 我是。
Okay, I think the message from Jess is pretty clear. It's sleep problem, and second one is mood. Lesser anger issues. So for those men out there, if you have an angry wife all the time, you know what to do. Okay, one emGuarde will solve all your family problems. I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm just kidding. All right. So now getting back to this, if you notice from these two testimonials, there is something similar. There is a similarity in the testimonial. First of all, they mentioned about sleep problems. They got positive changes from sleep problems, energy level, which addresses fatigue. And when we talk about mood change and all that, it could be due to stress and anxiety as well. Because when people are stressful, you tend to get angry, or you're anxious as well. So this could be some of the possibilities that, leading to a harmonized environment, at the same time, indirectly leading to positive changes from all these problems or potential EMF problems. Okay, so everything makes sense now. When you turn on emGuarde, these people are experiencing the same thing that this respondents has been responding to the professor during the survey back in 2019. Okay, which is the top 5 problems. So now this one, it's a very short introduction video. And for those people who are here for the first time, please watch this. And for those people who are in the emGuarde business, and if you're wondering what sort of videos should you share with your potential prospects for the first time, I would recommend this video because this video is so professionally shot and it's available on emGuarde.com, by the way. And you can just share this video to your prospects and to actually gauge their interest to getting know more about this technology. Let's watch this video together.
Your home is your sanctuary. a place of comfort, wellness, and security for your family. Today, we're using more digital and electronic devices. While they bring convenience and enjoyment, these devices also emit electromagnetic energies constantly during use. Invisible to our eyes, these electromagnetic energies affect the environment around us. As a result, we're exposed to these types of energies day in, day out. Introducing emGuarde, a patented technology by Enagic. When turned on, emGuarde harmonizes targeted electromagnetic noise radiation within 1 GHz, creating a defense zone of 8 meters. emGuarde harmonizes the environment around you, making it safe for you and your loved ones. Simply place it wherever it's needed and plug it into a dedicated USB port, whether you're on the go, at work, or in the comfort of your home. emGuarde is designed to integrate seamlessly in any situation. You can now enjoy the benefits of technology without worrying about any potential risks. Protect your family's health and well-being. Contact your Enagic distributor today. emGuarde. Change your environment, change your life.
Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It took us a couple of months to actually shoot this and to make it compressed into a 2-minute video. It took a lot of hard work and also the talents, they are doing very well to actually show you what emGuarde is in a nutshell. Okay, so let me just go into some details here. So basically, we're talking about patented technology over here, and emGuarde harmonizing targeted frequencies, noise frequencies up to 1 GHz of range. Okay. And if you want to know more about the technical stuff, we are actually having another session talking about all this, but not today, because today is a very simple product introduction session. And we have another session for those business builder. We call it the EET, the emGuarde Empowerment Training. So in that training, you guys will be getting more in-depth information about all this and how it works and all that. Okay. So to give you a simple manner, it covers all up the way about 4-meter radius. So when we talk about 4-meter radius, meaning if let's say emGuarde is in the middle of the house, we are talking about 4-meter radius to the left, to the right, north, south, east, west. It's 360 degrees. It's a circumference. Okay, so it's 360 degrees, and you can power up, with a universal USB Type-C cable, which is a provided cable from the box itself. You can just do it, anywhere around the world, as long as the adapter fits the requirement, which is the technical spec, right at the bottom of the screen. All right. So now, in this video, I'm going to show you a quick demonstration. This is usually what we do during the demonstration. What we have here on the hand here is actually a gadget. It's the same gadget that I use to measure the intensity. Remember just now I was doing the sonic app on the frequency hearing, 9,000 Hertz and also 25,000 Hertz. I was using a device to measure the intensity of the electromagnetic noise radiation. So in the emGuarde demo, we are using the same thing. First of all, is to identify where does the radiation sources comes from. Because this detector is directional. When you point the donut ring against any sources, which is the EM noise radiation sources, it will read a certain intensity from the screen itself, which is in microwatts. So in this case, I'm actually pointing it to 3 different appliances. The first one is actually the distribution box. We call it the electric box, okay? Then the second one, I think I'm not mistaken, I'm actually pointing it to an induction cooker and followed by a laptop as well. So emGuarde off and emGuarde on will have a different, aspect to this detector. Let's watch the video before I explain further. Okay, so during the demonstration, you'll be seeing some contrast. Before the emGuarde is turned on, the meter is actually registering some intensity in microwatts. And RD can effectively probe the intensity of high-frequency electromagnetic noise radiation from electrical and electronic appliances. Okay, directionally. Now, when the emGuarde is turned on, it means that the detector is able to verify that the noise suppression harmonics frequency from the emGuarde is actually in function within a given range of about 4-meter radius. Okay, so in this demonstration, this is the whole idea of the demonstration for you to understand that, when you install the emGuarde in your room or in your living room, and when you do the demonstration using the gadget, it's like telling you that you actually within the emGuarde's protective zone. Okay, so now the next demonstration I have is a more technical demonstration, and this demonstration we're using a third-party, more scientific equipment to show you that emGuarde can work effectively 4-meter radius away from the receiving antenna. Let's watch the video. Alright, so in this section of the video, I'm going to show you how emGuarde has the ability to alleviate the radiation from this LED light bulb 4 meters away from this antenna. Okay, so now first of all, I'd like you to see the screen. From the software itself, everything is clear before I turn on the LED. Now as soon as I turn on the LED, as you can see, you can actually see that the noise field from the EM radiation comes back, and it's actually showing in this blue curvy line. Okay, so now I'm going to invite my team to take this emGuarde away from me for about 4 meters, okay, in radius. Okay, now I'm going to invite my team to power on the emGuarde. Just plug the USB-C, leave it on the table. Now as soon as the emGuarde's on, as you can see, the frequency spectrum from the SDR software has been cleared away. Okay, now as soon as I unpower the emGuarde, please remove the power line from the emGuarde, just unplug. Wait for about 2 to 3 seconds. The radiation from the LED comes back immediately. Now let's do another control test by powering up the emGuarde again. Please put the USB-C power cable into the emGuarde. There you go. And immediately, as you can see, everything is cleared away. And this is to show you that emGuarde works effectively 4 meters away from this antenna. A quick check from the floor. Are you guys seeing blurry video? Is it blur? It's not clear, right? Or is it clear? Because from my screen, I think that the video is, it's clear. Okay, so it's my laptop, because we're using the same, because the connection here could be poor. Okay, thank you, Eunice, for the verification. So this one is actually a more scientific, a more technical tool to show you that this is how it actually suppresses the unwanted electromagnetic noise produced by that single LED light bulb itself. And emGuarde can effectively suppress targeted electromagnetic noise at least 4 meters away. And in fact, when we send emGuarde into a laboratory test, in the test itself, they're actually testing based on 6-meter radius. And let me show you what I mean in the upcoming report later, okay? So I'm using the same gadget, and with my team member here, Simon, he's also one of the international speaker and energetic trainer. So we were in Hong Kong 2 months ago, same place. This is exactly the same place. I'm actually in the same hotel right now, okay? It's very near to Energetic Hong Kong's office, just a walking distance, about 6 minutes away. And I'm actually in the same place, and we actually did this demonstration using that third-party software, and I want you to check it out. This is the scenario in Hong Kong itself.
So I want you guys to see. Just zoom in on the phone, Ben. You can just take a look at this.
I don't know if you guys can hear it. So the software is connected to a dongle that connects to an antenna, and the antenna is receiving the interference around this room. It's unbelievable. Take a look at the chart. It is crazy. Absolutely crazy. We have not seen this anywhere else. Okay? So now what we want to find out is, if we have the emGuarde, what can it do to us and what can it do for us? So it's not connected. Now, I'm going to put next to the SDR software. I'm going to turn it on. In 3, 2, 1. Look at the wave spectrum, it's gone down. I'm going to unplug the emGuarde.
Talk about this suppression.
All right, take a look at the suppression, guys. Here, take a look at the suppression. Boom, with the emGuarde turned on.
So this is actually one of the few ways to identify, the efficacy of the emGuarde. Okay, all right. So now, who is actually behind this amazing technology? Just a quick introduction. Now, I'm honored to actually mention their name here. I know all of them. I've met all of them, in fact. Okay, I know of them. Starting from the left, Mr. Lau. And before I introduce them, I want you to see that this guy has got one similarity. If you notice, look at the credentials. They were all former Panasonic engineers. If you look at all the credentials there, and at least they have more than about 14 all the way up to 33 years of experience with Panasonic. And this is also one of the reasons why Energic Japan, is actually eyeing on this, because these people have been working for a reputable Japanese company for a few decades. They were the one who invent this technology, starting from Mr. Lau from the left, okay, an inventor, and all of them are the co-inventors. And one of the key brain here, Mr. Poon, 33 years of experience, and he's the former Panasonic factory director, very high position in Panasonic, okay? And he's also the former Panasonic R&D director as well. Okay, so he's the former guy. So this is actually the guy, the brain for the entire technology. Okay, Mr. Poon and Mr. Lau, just these two guys, all right? So these are the R&D team behind this amazing technology. And of course, talking about how it works in a nutshell, as I told you, we have got another session, which is the EET, talking about a more in-depth, explanation on how it works. But over here, let me just give you a very simple explanation on how emGuarde works. Now, this free picture here shows that these are all the gadgets that we use every day. Hair dryer, appliance, you name it, laptops, massage chair. Now, these gadgets can produce the electromagnetic noise radiation. So when you turn on the emGuarde, this is what it does. Within the 4-meter radius, emGuarde utilizes harmonics frequencies to effectively suppress targeted electromagnetic noise radiation between 3 MHz to 1000 MHz within a 4-meter radius. These harmonizing methods achieve a balanced atmosphere while preserving the natural ambient frequency, meaning when you turn on the emGuarde, it's not going to affect the functionality of your other gadgets. Your phone, you can still use the phone. You can still use the remote control to control the aircon and TV. Okay, it's not going to disturb the signal or the electric field. But in fact, it is actually suppressing the byproduct of the radiation itself, which is the signal strength and the electric field coming from the electricity or the power line. Okay, so this is what it does in a nutshell. And this certificate, coming from this institution means a lot to the emGuarde. And that guy who certified this certificate is Dr. Yan Menfai. You can Google his name, big name, 4 PhD holders, and he's actually one of the youngest, professors to want the Global Scientist Award out of 6,000 over scientists who went into a competition on science knowledge and stuff like that. Okay, so in this report itself, it is mentioned clearly that they put emGuarde into tests, and the title for this cert is the effective range of the radio frequency white noises. It's the same energy that you see from the third-party software. Okay, white noise suppression of electromagnetic noise radiation harmonizer. So these are all the data. You can take a look at all these data when you receive the file, the presentation file. Okay, so over here, these are the data, and they will show you what sort of environment did they put emGuarde into test. So we're talking about residential space, working office, and of course, a laboratory as well. Okay, so take a look at the conclusion here. So this is actually the full test report, and I'm going to skip all the way to the last slide and to share with you the conclusion. Okay, so the emGuarde electromagnetic noise radiation harmonizers successfully alleviate unwanted electromagnetic noise wave between 71 and 73 megahertz in all test environment until a 6-meter coverage. So the coverage of 4 meter, it's very conservative, because during a lab test, they actually put emGuarde into test, and it's actually up to 6 meter in radius. Okay, so it can do effectively, and when you install the emGuarde, you just have to use a measuring tape to measure at least 4 to 6 meter away from the emGuarde. So this is actually the effective range of this harmonizer. All right. And besides that, emGuarde was also put into compliance testing under a reputable laboratory by the name of SGS. So when you do some research on SGS, SGS is actually world top 5 compliance laboratory around the world. They provide services to test out your product to make sure that it is safe for public use. Okay, so emGuarde obtained 2 compliance testing. One is CE for European standard. Another one is FCC, which is the American compliance standard as well. So these are all the different, testing photographs they took in the lab during the compliance testing to ensure you that all users around the world can actually use emGuarde in their home safely without any worry. Okay, so these are all the laboratory testing pictures. You can take a look once you've gotten this presentation file, okay, for your own information. So that's the end of my talk today. Okay, so if you're interested in this product, contact a local Energic distributor today. Okay, and I always say, this slogan, I love it so much because in Kangen Water, we call it change your water, change your life. When you ingest good water, you can change the structure of your body and you can get a better health. And in this case for emGuarde, it's called change your environment, change your life. All right. So thank you very much for listening to my session. And I hope that today's information, you can actually use it and you can create more awareness, to the people all around you. And I wish you all the best and good health as always. Back to you, Eunice. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you so much, David. Thank you so much. Dharmesh did mention whether we can upload the Hong Kong video as well. So we'll try our best to upload that. Is that okay, David?
That's okay. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Thank you, David. Oh my goodness. Who here have gotten a lot of clarity? If you have, type the letter C for clarity in the group chat right now. If you've gotten a lot of clarity about the emGuarde, what it does, I'm going to type C too because I'm still learning so much. David has so much knowledge and I absolutely thank you so much for sharing your presence with us and sharing your knowledge too. Yes, Sri Harini, Sciences, Victor, all the C's are coming out. Yes, exactly. You know what I love about emGuarde is, actually, let me ask you all, 30 of you here in this Zoom session right now. My question is, how do I phrase it? How many Kangen machines do you think in one household can purchase or own? Type in a group chat. How many Kangen machines do you think a household can purchase? Maybe a household of 4 or 5 people living in one house. How many do you think they could purchase? Yes, everyone's typing in 1, right? On an average is usually 1 Kangen machines. The beauty about emGuarde product is that you can purchase more than 1 unit. I had a friend who had a two-level household. He purchased 2 units of emGuarde. And the most that I've heard is one of my friends purchased 4 units of emGuarde alone to him. You can put it in your home, you can put it in your office, you can put it in your car. There is a huge business potential right here. And I'm gonna share you a little story, true story here, is that I flew to one part of Malaysia and I was staying at this hotel. My friend who just recently opened a hotel, I was talking to her in the lobby and I was sharing her what I do. And when I talked about the emGuarde, she was like, wait, electromagnetic radiation, EMR for short. She was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, this is what, emGuarde products, we're launching this. And she said immediately, she said, I want one. That was in the morning. And then in the afternoon, I had a meeting with one of my friends who was in that area too. And when I talk about the business, he was so excited. He wanted 1 on the spot right away, single payment. And lastly, in the evening, I did a Zoom session talking about emGuarde, talking about the business plan. And guess what? One of the people, audience in that Zoom chat, came by the hotel because they were in the area, said, I want an emGuarde right now. So he came by, passed it 1 to him on the spot. True story, 1 day, closed 3 emGuarde sales. Now, I'm not here to show off like, I'm really not a great saleswoman, but I'm here to tell you the reason why I'm sharing you with that story is that people know the potential harmful effects that is going around in this world right now. We live in a digitalized world. They're looking for a solution. And emGuarde, I'm here to tell you, friends, is the solution to our today's problem. So I'm going to share with you about how emGuarde came, which is in Magic. I'm going to share with you with my screen right now. And type 1 in the group chat if you can see this. Oop. Type 1 in the group chat if you can see this. Awesome. Jessica, where can we get them in Canada? Yes, so emGuarde, Enagic company has launched globally this year, but we officially don't really know when they're coming to Canada just yet. So just wait for respective, go back to your office, they will announce it to you when it comes. But right now, I'm so sorry, I do not have that information right now. Thank you, Jessica. So just wait patiently, it will go to you, it just takes some time. So once again, emGuarde, the Enagic company of Japan. Some of you have already heard about Enagic company. So Enagic is a Japanese private direct selling company. Its headquarters is in Okinawa. Their Kangen factory is in Osaka. And guess what? This company has been running for 50 years, touching 2024. This year itself, 50 years. So this company is not just a startup for 1-2 years. It's been here for a long time. And in this year, June, we are celebrating our 50th Enagic anniversary. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited because I will be there. For those of you here, don't look towards it. Purchase your ticket. Maybe I'll see you there. And if I do see you there, come say hi. So we are celebrating our 50th anniversary. We're so proud of Enagic for coming this far. And as you can see in the slide, we have offices in 42 locations in 25 countries worldwide. So as you can tell, emGuarde is going global. We don't know when they're coming to Canada yet, Jessica, but it will come to you. Be patient. The offices will announce it to you when it comes. Now, as I was saying, Enagic is a Japanese private direct selling company. And generally, there are two types of income here. So direct sales is, for example, when you start this business, you share about the emGuarde product. And for example, you share it to your friend Mary. Mary says like, oh, I want to get one product too. That's called direct sale, which means you share the product, they buy from you. The second type is called indirect sale. When Mary begins to share about the emGuarde product, how it has potentially helped her with their energy and, have potentially helped her with the sleeping problems, and they buy from Mary, this is called an indirect sale. So direct sale plus indirect sale will give you your total group sale. Now, I know this is pretty much, you've heard of a lot, for existing distributors, you've heard this of a lot, but for newcomers, don't worry about it, we'll get into it more. Now, how does Enagic company pay out this commission? They call this the 8-point commission system. And Enagic company categorize it as two categories: Enagic member and non-Enagic member. Now you might ask me, Eunice, what is this? What is these two categories? Enagic members means that this commission is being paid out $85 for existing Enagic members. They've already owned a Kangen machine, already own a Yukon account, and already own an Anespa account. So these are called Enagic members. Now, for non-Enagic members, which means that you've never had any of these Kangen machine, Yukon, and Anespa, and you purely just started out with emGuarde only. So the commission for 1 point will be $65. Now you might ask me, why is there a difference? It's because the Enagic company and Mr. Oshiro wanted to prioritize the Enagic members. So that's why they increased it to $85. Now, for example, if you're a non-member, you started with emGuarde, you've been making a lot of sales with emGuarde, and you want to buy a Kangen machine. Of course, you're more than welcome to it. That's from sales subsequently from then forth, you become an Enagic member. So I have people in my team who started with emGuarde, got a couple of sales, they bought their own Kangen machine or a Yukon account or even a Anespa. So that's a way to do it. Or if you want to just start straight away with an emGuarde or a Kangen machine, it's up to you too. So this is called the 8-point commission system. We'll get to it a little bit more. Now, what are the criteria? No education bonus. Mostly it's concerned with 6A ranks. For those newcomers, don't worry about it just yet. For those 6A, this is more catered to you. 1 unit sale count for 1A to 5A, which means that, for example, if you are if you have 10 emGuarde sales, you become a 3A. If you have 20 emGuarde sales, you become a 4A. Don't worry about these ranks. I'll share with you with it more with you later. Now, the next point, 0.5 unit count for 6A rank up month. For 6A rank up month and 6A above bonuses. So for this is specifically for people who are 6A. For example, you in this March, you want to rank up to 6A, you need 10 group sales. So during that month, it will count as half 0.5 unit group sales. There's also no pass up, follow 8-point commission system. Don't worry about this too much for those newcomers, and no EAPA member discount. Now, the 8-point commission system, which I want to put my full focus on, we're going to learn about this together. Now, the retail price for emGuarde is $1,480. This is a direct foreign conversion, $1,480 for a retail price of emGuarde. Now, every time an emGuarde is sold, Enagic will set aside $520 per sale for distributors like you and me who are joined in this business. The $520 are split into 8 parts. For this explanation, I'm going to be conservative and use the $65. I hope that is okay with all of you here. So 520 divided by 8, as you can see this pizza or cake here, we split it into 8 parts. It's just for easier to see. So 1 part or 1 point is equals to $65 US. Jessica's like, that is so affordable. So I'm just checking the group chat. Absolutely, Jessica, it is affordable. And it's a great entry point for people who are looking for a business opportunity. Now, earlier you heard me talking about ranks. This is when it all comes to play. How do you get to 6A rank? Now, let me show you how. When you make your first and second direct sale, you become a 1A rank, which means you earn 1 point out of the 8 points, which is $65. Now, when you have your third direct sale onwards, you become a 2A rank, which means you get 2 points of the pie. 65 times 2, $130. And so forth. If you achieved 10 cumulative group sale, your next direct sale, you become a 3A, which means you earn 3 points out of the pie. And moving on, if you got 20 cumulative emGuarde group sale, your next direct sale, you become a 4A, which means you get 4 points of the pie, $260 for each emGuarde sale. And subsequently 50 cumulative emGuarde group sale, your next direct sale will become a 5A, which means each emGuarde sale will be $325. And lastly, the rank of 6A. After you've achieved, if you see here, 200 cumulative emGuarde group sale, your next direct sale will become a 6A. Each emGuarde sales at 6A will be $390. $390. Yes, Jessica, just checking in the group chat. Yeah, as you can see here, Kangen is 100, but with emGuarde, just purely with emGuarde, is 200 cumulative emGuarde group sale, right? Now, coming to the last piece of this session, let's imagine you start this business and let's count together the potential commission or income you can get from this business. So the green color will denote your commission in USD, right? So for example, you share the product to Tom, Tom buys from you under your 1A lane because it's your first direct sale, you get a commission of $65, 1 piece of the pie. And for example, you sell it to Alex, who's also under your 1A, your second direct sale, you get a commission of $65 also. Now, remember your third direct sale, you sell it to Rose under your 2A lane, which means you get 2 pieces of the pie, which means your commission will be $130. Now let's look back at Tom. Imagine Tom loves about the emGuarde product. He said potentially, wow, I see the potential in this product. It can help with sleeping. It gives you more energy. Absolutely. Grace buys from Tom. Guess what? Your commission will get is $65 also. And if Grace sells to Polly, you get 65, sells to Arthur. These are called indirect sale. You still get $65. Now, your next direct sale, you sell it to Kim under your 2A lane, how much do you think you'll get? you'll still get $130. We always follow back which lane it comes from. Now, if Kim sells to Ali, Abu, and Ani, you will also get $130 from Ali, from Abu, $130 from Ani as well. Why? Because it's coming under your 2A lane. Now, after 10 group sales, you sell it to May, which you open your 3A lane. Your commission, you will get 3 pieces of the pie, which means 195 USD. Yeah? 195 USD. Now let's look about Ani. If Ani starts a business, she said, you know what, I want to do this business, and she sells it to Bryce, the commission that you will get is still 130 USD. Now some of you might say, hey, I thought I'll be getting 195 USD. How come it's a lot lesser? Because Bryce is under your 2A lane. We follow back the lanes, the 2A lane. That's why you get 130 USD. Now, if it keeps going, Ani wants to do this business, sell it to Ben, sell it to Bob, $130, $130. And if Bob sells to Joe, you still get 130 USD. Now, let's look at the bigger picture here. A lot of times when we start this emGuarde business, like Jessica, you said that, wow, it's so affordable, right? Some people who start this business will wonder, okay, when do I get my return of capital? When you start a business, that's when your return of capital, the ROC. In this structure, if you look at it, you've sold to about 14 people here. In this structure, depending on how you strategize this business, after you sell it to Joe, if you count all your sales together, you've already gotten back your ROC after 14 group sale in this structure. Now, if we keep going, if Bob sells it to Joe, Jack, and John, you still get $130 because it's under your 2A lane. And if John sells to John, how much do you think of commission would you get? Type in the group chat. If you've been following along, how much of commission do you think you'll get? Is it 195? Is it 130? Does anyone know? You can type in the group chat. Don't worry about it if we're all learning it together. Now, if John sells to John, Sri Harini says 0. Let's look at it together, right? Sri Harini. Now, if John sells to John, remember the 8 pieces of the pie, each point is $65, right? So if John, imagine he just started out the business. He sells it to his first direct sale to John, he gets 1 point. Bob already sold 3 direct sales, he gets 2 points. Ani gets 2 points. Kim also gets 2 points because she's already sold 3 direct sales. And you get 8 minus 7 left over, 1 point for you, which means for this John sale, you'll get $65. Yeah, Sri Harini says 0. JK Tay says 0. Not yet. You're all already like, not yet. You see, you still get some commission because there's still 1 point left over for you. Is that good? You're like, oh, I wish I get 130. How come I get 65? That is why this is called the 8-point commission system. There is a cut off. Now let's continue. If John sells to Dave, you still get $65 in commission because it's 1 point left over for you. Now if John sells to Dan, he becomes a 2A, which means he gets 2 points. Now let's count together how much commission you will get, all right? John gets 2 points, Bob gets 2 points, Ani gets 2 points, Kim gets 2 points, 2, 4, 6, 8. No more points left over for you. Yes, that's why JKT Sri Harini, in this case, you are right. No more points left over for you. So in Dan's sale, this is called a non-8A sale. A non-8A sale does not count as a group sale if you're not a 6A yet. Yeah, so this is called a non-8A sale. No more point left over for you. A lot of say like, oh, I want more commission. But this is how the company has been sustaining for 50 years. That's why they've been able to pay out because of this 8-point commission system. Now let's move on. Your next direct sale, after 20 group sale, you sell it to Tony under your 4A lane, you get a commission of 264 points of the pie. Wow. Now, if we continue, you found a diamond like Simon Lowe, Mr. Simon Lowe here. He opens up your 5A lane. You are 5A, which means you get 5 pieces of the pie, $325 for each emGuarde sale. Imagine Simon goes out and sells 10 emGuarde sales. You get a $3,250 maybe that week or month. That sounds good money, right? Now, if you continue on, lastly, you found a super diamond like Mr. Sam Seet, who opened markets in South Africa and Dubai and of course the Asian market. And he goes out and sells 10 emGuarde sales. That would be $3,090 for that week or month, or up to you. But yeah, so this is the potential of commission that you can earn. And I'm going to drop a hint for you right now. If you see here, the company is very transparent in how they pay out to their distributors. And a big hint here. Did you get it? The big hint here is that there is direct sale and indirect sale. Now, let me ask you 33 participants here. Where do you think the bigger money is? Your direct sale or your indirect sale? Now, share with me. Direct sale or indirect sale? Jessica said the comp plan is amazing. Financial ability for, yes. So in Malaysia, it should, oh, I'm hearing a high sound. So in Malaysia, it's mostly similar to how Kangen financial options are, but double check back with your respective officers. It should be the same. However, just double check with your leaders, double check with your office, any other financial payment plan option available for you there. Yep. So JK Tay says indirect, Sri Harini says direct, Lee Tran says indirect. Yes. So JK and Lee Tran, you already hop on the train. The big money comes in your indirect sale. The company is very transparent about it. Indirect sale, which means that you don't want to do this business alone. This is a big value right here. I hope you're all listening, all 33. This business, you don't want to do this business alone. You want to have a team with you. That's where the indirect sale comes in, the money comes in, yeah? Can emGuarde sale work towards our sales in water and vice versa? Sorry, Jessica, can you type in and explain a little bit more and clarify that question? That would be really helpful. Work towards our sales in water. So that means if you start with an emGuarde, for example, you can also sell Kangen water machines. So the same, if you're a Kangen distributor, you can sell emGuarde and so forth. A lot of my team members come in with emGuarde and they sell Kangen water too and earn the commissions in Kangen water. Cindy Walsh. Yes, I am. All right, Cindy. Awesome. So that is the comp plan. And Najik is very transparent about it. Big hint, you do not want to do this business alone. We have this golden opportunity right here. We have a golden opportunity. People are looking for a solution in this digitalized day and age. And I'm here to tell you emGuarde is the answer. We have a great product. We have a global opportunity to take your business globally. Sorry, I'm just reading also. Globally. So this is a huge opportunity. I'm so excited for all of you here. If you have been invited, go back to the person who invited you to this Zoom chat. Talk to them more about the business plan. I'm pretty sure they're always available to share with you more in detail about this business, about emGuarde product. And lastly, I'm going to